All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to cut through all that AI noise. Forget the confusing buzzwords. By the end of this, you're going to have a really simple but powerful way to understand not just what these things are, but how they all connect to build the amazing AI tools that are changing everything.
I mean, seriously. AI, LLM, RAG, AGENTIC AI, it's like a whole new alphabet soup, right? And look, if you're feeling a little lost in it all, you are definitely not alone. This field is moving at an absolutely breakneck speed, so it's totally normal to feel a bit overwhelmed. But don't worry, we're about to make it all make sense.
So here's what we're going to do. We're not just going to throw a bunch of definitions at you. No way. We're going to build a mental framework, a really simple way of thinking about these technologies so you can see exactly how they stack up and build on each other.
And believe it or not, it all comes down to just 3 key building blocks. Yeah, just 3. Think of them like the fundamental Lego pieces you can use to construct some incredibly powerful and genuinely useful AI.
Okay, let's start with our first piece, the big one, the foundation block. This is the core engine, the brain really, that powers so much of what we're seeing in AI these days. It's the large language model, or as you've probably heard it called, an LLM.
I love this way of thinking about it. It's kind of like a set of those Russian nesting dolls, you know? The biggest doll, that's artificial intelligence, the whole huge field. You open it up, and inside you've got machine learning. Pop that one open, you find deep learning. And then right there in the very center, the smallest, most specialized doll, that is where you find large language models. This quote just hits the nail on the head. An LLM is a digital brain, but it's one that we can basically inject with almost all the knowledge available online. And the crazy part is, it makes it grow incredibly fast. We're not talking about learning over a human lifetime here. We're talking about learning at the speed of the internet.
So to boil it all down, the LLM is our foundation. It's this powerful digital brain that's been trained to understand patterns in language and then generate new human-like texts. It can read, it can write, it can summarize, all on a massive, massive scale.
Okay, but there's always a but, right? Here's the catch. What happens when that super smart brain's knowledge is a little stale, maybe a few years out of date? Or, and this is a big one, what if it knows nothing about your company's private internal data? It can't answer questions about things it's never seen before. Simple as that.
And that, my friends, leads us perfectly to our second building block. To solve that knowledge gap, we need a way to give our digital brain access to fresh, relevant info. This is the knowledge block, and it's powered by a really cool technique called RAG.
RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and here is the absolute key thing you need to get. It is not a new brain. Think of it more like a super-fast research assistant for the brain we already have. It connects the LLM to external data, like your company's private documents, so it can look up or retrieve the right info before it generates an answer.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's a pretty neat pipeline. First, RAG chunks up big documents into smaller, more digestible pieces. Then it embeds them, which is really just a fancy way of saying it turns the words into numbers so the AI can understand relationships and context. And finally, it stores all these numbered chunks in a special search index, which makes them instantly findable.
And the result of all this? Honestly, it's a total game changer. The LLM isn't just making educated guesses from old internet data anymore. It can now ground its answers in specific, current information, your information. This makes its responses so much more accurate, trustworthy, and actually relevant to what you need.
Okay, so let's recap. Our digital brain now has access to current knowledge. It's smart, it's well-informed, but can it actually do anything? Can it take action out in the real world? By itself, not really. It can only talk.
And this is where our final piece just clicks right into place. The action block. This is what gives our smart, knowledgeable brain the ability to actually do things and interact with the digital world. This is AGENTIC AI.
This slide right here shows the most critical difference. A standard LLM is a task runner. You give it a specific instruction like, summarize this text, and it does it. But an AI agent is built to fulfill a broad intention. You can tell it, find the key takeaways from our latest sales reports and email them to the team, and it will figure out all the little steps to get that done on its own. It's a huge difference. So let's peek under the hood at what makes this possible. A standard LLM is stateless. It basically has amnesia after every task. An agent is stateful, meaning it has memory. An LLM does one thing at a time, but an agent can handle complex multi-step tasks.
And, this is crucial, an agent is built to use tools, like connecting to your calendar, your email, or other software to get the job done.
So, in short, if the LLM is the digital brain, agentic AI gives that brain hands and feet. It allows the system to execute these complex, multi-step tasks out in the digital world to achieve a specific goal.
Now for the exciting part. We have our 3 blocks: the foundation brain, the knowledge library, and the action-oriented hands. Let's see what happens when we assemble them into a complete AI system.
So what exactly is an AI system? Well, as you can see, it's not just the AI model itself. It's the complete engineered application, the whole shebang, that uses these blocks as components to achieve a specific goal. In other words, it's the whole product that you actually use.
And this is a brilliant illustration of how it all works together in a real-world scenario. A customer support bot. A user asks a question about their bill. Instantly, the RAG component, our knowledge block, retrieves that user's specific billing data. The LLM, our foundation block, uses that data to understand the problem and come up with a plan. And finally, the agent, our action block, executes that plan. It accesses the billing system, processes a refund, and confirms it with the user. All 3 blocks working in perfect concert.
And that's really the key takeaway here. The most powerful AI solutions today aren't just one of these things in isolation. They are integrated systems that combine the brain, the knowledge, and the ability to act to achieve something truly useful.
This completely reframes how we should be thinking about building with AI. The question isn't which AI to use anymore. The real question is, how will you assemble your AI team to solve the problems that truly matter?